Hello world, welcome back to the Razor RC, and today we're going to be talking about the Tamiya Top Force Evo, talking about how it ran. I got the chance to run it at my local carpet track, so ran some laps, had a lot of fun, and I'm going to talk about how it actually drove. Big shout out to Your RC for sponsoring this line of videos. Your RC carries tons of vehicles, Tamiyas of course, lots of Tamiyas actually, re-releases, new versions, all kinds of stuff. But then, you know, if you're more interested in something like an Arma or a Traxxas or a Team Associated, they carry all the brands, Team Corrali, HPI, crawlers, race kits, bashers, everything you could possibly want, they carry. And we do have a 5% off coupon code. Check it out in the description below. Click on yourrc.com and yeah, check out what they have to offer. If you like videos like this, they help make it possible. So special thanks out to them. The Top Force Evo. At my local carpet track, fortunately, the layout was actually pretty good for this vehicle. I have this completely boxed kit set up. I'm running the one-way bearing in the front, so under braking, the front wheels kind of freewheel, which I would recommend actually on carpet. These tires worked great, tons of traction. So this buggy overall actually surprised me. It drove a lot better than I thought it was going to. When I put this thing together and looking at, you know, basically the design of it, the spindles, everything, I wasn't sure it would actually survive driving it at the track. I also wasn't sure if this was really a true race vehicle back in 1991 or 92, whenever this first came out. If this was really intended as like a full-blown race kit, and having driven it, I think the answer is yes. I actually think this was a competitive race buggy back in 1991 or whatever. I mean, it's actually a pretty decent vehicle. So pros of this thing, very lightweight, you know, it jumps, lands quite nicely. Actually, the suspension is perfect. Set up quite soft out of the box, really set up as like a dirt vehicle. You can kind of tell just based on the springs, the shocks, the damping, everything is very, very lightweight. It does roll quite a bit in the corners. Tons of steering. These tires hook up awesome on carpet. You know, I'm sure they were meant for dirt back in the day, but they drive awesome carpet. You have plenty of traction with these tires, probably as good as, you know, most carpet tires nowadays actually. So that was excellent. Tons of steering. I did have to turn down the dual rate on my radio. I'm running a FlySky FSGT5 radio. That had a ton of steering. Turned the dual rate down to 80% because it just had way too much steering out of the box. I mean, it does roll quite a bit. That generates a lot of grip. So it has tons of grip. You can traction roll this thing actually in the corners if you take them at too quick of a speed. But yeah, overall, it drove quite nicely. Could make all the jumps, so that was excellent. Downsides, it's very slow out of the box. It probably goes, I don't know, 8 miles per hour or something like that. It's crazy slow. It was enough speed to make all the jumps. Fortunately, the jumps were at most maybe like 5 feet long, so nothing like massive I had to try to clear. So under full power, I could clear all the jumps, which was super nice. But yeah, if you were actually to take this a little more seriously, I would definitely upgrade the motor. That motor is not competitive. Even for bashing. I guess they throw it in just to be nice, but it really needs a faster motor. I'm not sure how much power you could actually put in this thing. It's got plastic gears, you know, this little drive shaft. I'm not sure how much power you could put through that thing. It does have ball differentials front and rear. It actually works quite nicely. The diffs were excellent. Probably could even tighten the rear there a little bit. So yeah, tons of steering. Yeah, the suspension is super nice, very soft, very plush. You know, just perfect action. I mean, look at that. That's perfect action for this lightweight of a vehicle. I was running it on 2S LiPo, and you know, I had to kind of rig something out with some battery straps and stuff to get that plugged in there, but that actually works. So yeah, this is a fun little buggy. Now, nothing broke. I'm running an HPI servo and just a little 2S LiPo and a FlySky radio, but the body, you know, I did take some tumbles. It's got some, you know, lint and stuff on it, but nothing cracked. So that was really fun. I was a little worried about this wing because it is extremely thin and fragile, but yeah, that held up. And yeah, nothing, no arms, nothing broke. Now, it doesn't really go fast enough to break itself, but you know, even flipping, I was a little worried that something would break, and everything's held up. So yeah, it was a fun little buggy. Now, the real question everyone wants to know is this competitive? Could you actually race this? You know, can this keep up with modern day buggies? Okay, so The answer to that question actually is, if you have to ask, then the answer is no. This is not competitive. If you were actually a good driver, you took it to a novice day, a rookie day, which you honestly should not be racing it, if you're competent enough. You could actually do okay with this thing. I mean, you would not finish last, I think, in sort of a novice or rookie class. It's really whoever can survive and not crash was generally going to win. With a decent motor, yeah, you're going to be okay in that class. You could probably win in some really basic novice classes with a decent motor, decent radio, all that stuff. But the real concern, compared to modern day buggies, it's not actually so much how it handles. I mean, it definitely handles worse, but it's actually the durability. The speed that modern day buggies can go is way faster. I mean, you put in even a 17.5 turn motor is like a mod motor nowadays. They go crazy fast, ridiculous acceleration. I mean, you can't even run ball differentials because there's too much power on carpet. So yeah, the durability would be the main concern. I mean, these shock tires, okay, they're, I don't know, 2 millimeters or something, but modern day shock tires are, like 4 millimeters or something. They're like twice as thick. Everything is like twice as beefy. And even that way, modern day buggies still break. I mean, modern day buggies with much better plastics, composites, much thicker shock tires, aluminum in all the right places, still break. And this thing, if you try to power it to that same level, it's going to get, I mean, I haven't destroyed it, but I'm pretty sure this thing would get destroyed just from the crashes. I mean, the speeds you can attain in modern day race buggies is pretty ridiculous compared to what this was designed for, and that's really going to be the main concern. I mean, this wing is not going to survive. The body's not going to survive. So that's actually my primary concern if you were to actually try to race this, is that you have to drive it cleanly. You can't. It's not so much that you can't put in more power. It's more that when you crash going at those speeds, things will break. So yeah, I hope that answers your questions. I mean, I'm not going to really race this thing, but I think it's actually a fun little buggy, way better than I thought. I've driven a Tamiya Hornet at the track, and that did not perform very well. It's probably the worst driving car I've ever driven. This thing actually handles well. I mean, it honestly handles better than like a Rustler or a Bandit, in my opinion. Doesn't have the durability of those cars, but the way it actually drives is pretty amazing. Shocks are super smooth. The carbon fiber chassis feels really, really nice. I don't know what it is. The whole suspension, everything feels super clean. I mean, the arms, everything are really free. I think this thing was put together really well. It's made in Japan, super high quality. So yeah, really impressed with the Top Force Evo. Now check out this running footage. It was pretty fun. Had most of the track to myself, so that was pretty cool. Didn't get in anyone's way. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons. Look for more videos soon. Thanks for watching.
A few moments later. 3 hours later. 1 eternity later.